$47.50. It's only $7.50 here. I think the balance owing was more like $1,500.
The last time we talked, you told me the trial wouldn't take more than a few hours. I think your fee should reflect that.
Oh, come on. It's not about length. I mean, sorry. I've worked very hard on this case.
So have I. I had to find my own witness.
Oh, come on, but that's not my fault. That's because you told me that I wasn't allowed to talk to your stripper friends. Come on, I had to investigate the cop, right? Right?
No, I still think $22.50 is more than enough.
Yeah, but how can you? Okay, you know what? I can't negotiate right before a trial. I can't. It's not good for my mental state. You know. See, look at me now. See, I'm getting worked up.
Okay, look. If you don't want to do it, just give me a refund and I'll do it myself.
Why, you do what yourself? The trial?
Yeah. I mean, God, how hard can it be?
Oh, Belinda, please, come on. How hard can it be? I'll tell you how hard it can be. I got to get up there. I got to maybe. Okay, fine, $22.50, but that's just because I like you, though, okay?
What's that mean?
Look,
what? I'm not performing services in lieu of cash, so get that right out of your head, okay? No extras.
Come on, that's very hurtful. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind having sex with you, but I prefer the money. You know, I don't prefer money to sex, but if I... are you sure you don't want to plead?
Why? Would a plea be more in keeping with what I'm paying you? Look, I didn't do it.
I know that. I'm just saying that, you know, it's your word against the cops.
No, it's not, because I've got a witness.
That's if she even arrives.
Even if she doesn't, I don't care. That cop is a lying son of a bitch, okay? I did not solicit him, okay? Got that? End of story.
Okay. See, that's great. That's a great fighting spirit.
Yeah. So you'll do it?
What? Yeah.
$22.50.
Yeah.
No extras.
No, I'm not talking about extras. I never even said anything about extras. But listen, the thing is, you can't tell anybody that I gave you this deal, okay? Promise, all right? And also, you have to hand out my card to a couple of the girls at work, okay? No, please, all right? Because some of them get involved in, you know, well, not you though, not Belinda, but they get involved in, you know, so-called illicit activities. And I just want to say that I am more than willing to go to bat against the regressive laws that target the sex worker, because the society, has this immature idea that sex is a bad thing, sex is not good, it's like taboo.
You want something?
Am I what?
Or you want something?
What? No. I just, I got a little enthusiastic.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to get enthusiastic like that in court?
I don't know. I might do. Hey, listen, I wanted to ask you something. You, this class you teach, this course, can anybody come to that?
Well, that's mostly for women, you know, who are looking to spice up their sex life.
Yeah.
You know, teach them how to walk a certain way.
Yeah.
How to take off their clothes.
Right.
How to move.
Yeah. When you say how to move, are you talking to me like how to move with you, on you?
When I grow up, I'll make things happen, and I know everything will be perfect, and I know I will say all the right things inside. No, I won't hurt anybody, and that's how it will be when I grow up. I'll make things happen.
Hi, where's Bernice?
She's dropping Jesse at daycare.
She's coming though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because if I'm asking the Crown for house arrest, he's gonna want to see that there's someone there to supervise Jesse.
Well, how's that gonna work? Does this mean she's gonna be coming to my place all the time?
No, you and Jesse are gonna have to continue living with her.
What? For how long?
For the length of the sentence.
No, look, I gotta get out of there. I have to get Jesse out of there as soon as possible. I mean, she's already turning her against me.
Okay, Russell, listen.
No, you listen, all right? She hates me. She really does.
Okay, but there's no one else. Your parents aren't an option, right?
They didn't want me. They definitely ain't gonna want my kid.
Okay, so that leaves your mother-in-law. She was there for you before she bailed you out.
Yeah, that's after leaving me in the dawn for like 30 days, all right? She hates me. She blames me for what happened to Lisa. She left me in there as long as she could.
But eventually she got you out, so?
Well, that's only because she thought I was meeting all the wrong people in jail. Look, when Lisa died, she didn't talk to me for a whole month. Not one goddamn word.
She lost her daughter, Russell.
I lost my wife. You don't know what Bernice is like, okay? I make one mistake and she's on my ass, and she done been on my ass since I've been on bail. And now she's gonna be my permanent supervisor? That's not gonna work. It's not. Forget it. Jesus Christ.
Russell!
It's not gonna work.
Okay.
The accused all boarded the bus at Bloor Street. The bus then proceeded north on Bay along Davenport. Just east of Avenue Road, a vehicle, a 1998 Ford Taurus, pulled in front of the bus and came to an abrupt stop, forcing the bus driver to slam on his brakes and causing the bus to lurch forward. At which point, all the accused basically fell down and began to groan. A few weeks later, the TTC received 34 claims of personal injury. Police were notified, and during the investigation, it was discovered that the claimants were all from the same town in Colombia, including the driver of the bus? No, the driver of the vehicle, who was charged with dangerous driving and conspiracy to commit an indictable offense. The accused in court today are all charged with conspiracy and fraud over.
Where are the rest of them?
Still in the cells. We've got a paperwork nightmare, Your Worship. It's been difficult to find out their names and just figure out who's who. Also, some are consent releases and some have available sureties.
So those would be the people Mr. Sachs is giving his card to, I imagine?
Well, I'm just trying to facilitate, Your Worship.
I'm sure you've got them all covered. Now, are you actually representing any of the accused at this time?
Well, Mrs. What was her name? Mrs. Martinez. Okay, hang on. Mrs. Martinez here has expressed some interest in me helping out her husband. Yeah, so are we all prepared to begin the bail hearings?
Are you out of your mind? Your Worship, we're in no position to handle all these people today.
Mr. Weeks?
We can't. I mean, what's the problem? Can't we just do them one at a time? One at a time?
I guess the key word there is we, because aside from Mr. Sachs here, do you see any other lawyers in this court?
None of them have representation?
I think they believe the court would give them lawyers.
Not possible. I would have to pull in our entire staff, plus open up 2 more bail courts.
I'm willing to help out as many as I can, Your Worship.
Yeah, it's a gold mine for Mr. Sachs and a nightmare for everyone else. I mean, look, ask everyone with the name Martinez to raise their hands.
Todos los que se llamen Martínez, levanten la mano, por favor.
And now have everyone named Martinez, initial J, raise their hands.
Los que se llamen Martínez con la inicial J, levanten la mano.
Wow.
You see what I mean? I can't do it.
Oh, come on. Sure you can. You can do it.
No, I can't. Look, I try to do my best here, but sometimes it's too much. And this is one of those times.
Can I just make a suggestion, Your Worship?
Sometimes that makes things much worse for us here, Mr. Sachs.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I'll do it. You know, no. I will go down to the cells. I'll visit them in the cells. I'll straighten out all their bail arrangements. I'll deal with the families, and then I'll bring it all back here to you, Your Worship, tied up in a nice little package.
How long will that take?
As long as it takes to do a really good job.
Or until he maxes out their legal aid, whichever comes first.
That is not very nice. That hurts me. You should.
See, I don't know if that's a good plan or not, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, come on. It's way better than nothing. And as soon as I work out just a few other details that I have to do, then
Mr. Sachs, you know you can't hand out your business card in court.
All right. Hey, thanks for the tip, though.
Tip? I think it's a hell of a lot more than a tip. You're taking me for a beautiful meal tonight.
Oh, my God, absolutely. Hey, but no, listen, I can take that back. Beautiful doesn't necessarily mean expensive, though, right? And if there's ever anything I can do for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Take them all back to their cells.
What should I tell them?
Tell them maybe next time they should defend in smaller groups. Piccolo.
I don't get this, Crown. The charge should only be possession of proceeds. Maybe because she's new in the job and she's sucking up to the police. They spent 3 months on this operation. They couldn't get to the real source, so they settled for you. I found a discrepancy in the report. Maybe that will convince her. Have you told your boss yet?
That I get to restaurant late today?
No, that you've been charged with trafficking heroin.
None of his business.
You're worried he might fire you? You have bigger problems than that. They want you in prison.
Cannot go to prison. I sent money home to my family. They needed to survive.
Should have thought about that before you became a drug mule.
You don't know what kind of life they have back there.
Yes, I do. 我乜都知道啦。
同你一啲都唔心情我咩？
I don't sound sympathetic.
She had $5,000 in her pocket. Where do you think that came from?
Maybe she won it at bingo.
Bingo? And the guy she had the hand-to-hand exchange
That no one
with?
actually saw take place.
He was found with 7 grams of heroin. That has a street value approximately $2,000.
Look, maybe you need visual aid. I went to the mall. There's no way those officers even saw my client anywhere near their target.
And you figured this out how?
From reading their notes carefully. Look, that's where the KFC is. The second officer's note said was behind the target during the exchange. They couldn't see. Look, there's the pillar. For all they knew, she was just walking through.
Except that she wasn't, or you wouldn't be negotiating.
The point is you can't prove it. You can't prove she gave him the drugs. You can't prove he gave her the money. Didn't they give you any training? You should be trying to make a deal here.
For possession of proceeds, she's a lot more than a mule.
No, she's not. Why are you being so stubborn? I'm making a reasonable offer here. Unless you're willing to encourage the police to lie about what they actually saw.
I'm willing to forget you said that. Look, if Ms. Lee wants to offer someone else up, we can talk about a deal.
Someone else? Let me get this straight. You want my client to inform on the source, but at the same time, you want the court to believe you think the source is her? Look, she doesn't know. She needed money. Some friends put her in touch with some people. She was just told where to pick it up and where to take it.
That's her story. Please. What do you know about the man who bailed her out?
I didn't run her bail hearing. He was her landlord, right?
Was her boss, Mr. Chan. Quite a gentleman putting up $10,000 bail for one of his waitresses. Oh, you didn't know that. Did you know that 2 other waitresses from that restaurant had similar charges outstanding? No? I guess they didn't train you either.
You're late, Bernice.
You're lucky I came at all. But you quit.
I did.
No criminal record.
Come on, he's got 3 entries as a young offender.
Those convictions are completely unrelated. A B&E and a couple of mischiefs. He was a kid.
Yeah, well, this is trafficking, Alice.
Marijuana.
Yeah, 27.8 grams of marijuana. That's a Schedule II narcotic. If he'd been carrying 30 grams, it'd be a straight indictable offense.
Your point being?
My point being, he's an adult now and he's escalating.
Yeah. He's a menace.
Oh, come on.
A menace who cooperated completely with the police. A menace whose information led to the arrest of 3 other people.
Oh, yeah, 3 other delivery boys.
Do you want to punish him for not leading you to the top? You're hoping to bring down some massive marijuana cartel? This guy's bottom of the food chain. He admits that what he did was a stupid thing.
Oh, well, that changes everything. Look, if I gave everyone a deal because of their stupidity, the jails would be empty.
Look, he's got a 2-year-old kid, okay? And his wife was killed in an industrial accident. He was out of work.
He violates the criminal code. I prosecute. That's my job, see? Now, your job, obviously, is to beg and plead and whine until either you stumble onto some kind of a lucid point or I get so tired of listening to you that we make a deal. Is that right? Ah, shit.
He's got a job that he can start next week at a construction company. He followed all of his bail conditions.
Yeah, that's probably because his mother-in-law's been so seriously on his ass. You know, that woman called me 5 times in the last 3 months.
About what?
She's worried he's going to reoffend. She keeps me posted on his progress, tells me what she lets him do, what she won't let him do.
She's not letting him do much. She's starting to drive him crazy. Look, all he wants is to get an apartment so that he and his little girl can get on with their lives.
Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon. She's the next best thing to jail, as far as I'm concerned. Actually, you know what? As long as she is the warden, fine. I'll do a 1-year conditional sentence and a $1,000 fine.
1 year? That's excessive.
Oh, come on. Don't be so pushy. That's the best you're going to get.
I can do this. I can do this. Hi. Sorry. Morning. Good morning. Hi. So I'm here and I'm sorry. Morning. Sorry.
You all right? I'm so frustrated, man. I've been clean for almost 3 years. Man, this is really messed up. So I gotta get out of here, right? I mean, I should be there to help her.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen? When's Eric coming home? He takes care of me. I have to be with
What
him.
am I going to do? I should be able to help her somehow. Otherwise, what's the
I can't do it. I have a disorder. I can't listen to explanations.
I'm
for
sorry.
Christ's sake.
I'm so sorry.
What happened? He's not coming home.
No, he's not.
Well, what about me? What about me? Mr. Ryder? Mr. Ryder? It's okay.
Oh, yeah. You look nice. We should go.
I only have pants. I should wear a skirt.
It doesn't matter what you wear.
You're supposed to wear a skirt to funerals.
I'm not sure if that's true.
I don't think I should go. His family hates me. His sister made him promise that he wouldn't see me anymore.
No, only until you got cleaned up.
I don't want to do anything wrong, you know, anything that would have disappointed him. I wish I knew how to behave.
The only thing that matters is that if you want to go, then you should go.
Can I see him? Can I see Eric?
Well, it's a closed casket.
Why? Oh, God. Oh, look how much I'm shaking. I'm just nervous. It's not the drugs. I'm off that, and I've been taking my medication. I've been good. I think Eric would have been proud of me.
Yes, he would.
Ms. Gleason, can you answer a few questions for me?
Can I or will I?
Will you?
No.
Can you tell me, is there someone that I can call?
No.
Okay, can you tell me why you're here?
Can I or will I?
Will you?
No.
How you doing there, Mr. Ray?
About the same as usual. Can I hear the allegations, please?
Mr. Weeks? Mr. Weeks?
Yes, Your Worship. I'm sorry. It's interesting. In regards to the 32 accused from the bus incident, criminal code doesn't stipulate which...
Mr. Weeks, that was then. This is now. The allegations against Miss Gleason, please.
Oh, okay. Yesterday on the subway platform at the St. Patrick's Station, another incident involving the TTC. What are the odds of that?
Not very high. A lot of things happen on TTC property.
Okay, I'll file that away under general. Anyway, Miss Gleason approached the complainant, who was also waiting on the subway platform, yelling at her and calling her a cowardly terrorist. She then tried to push the complainant onto the tracks. People intervened and police were called.
Mr. Ray?
Yeah, do you have a problem with the traversal to 102?
Probably not. Yeah, maybe you could tell me exactly what that means?
Mental health court.
I object to that very strongly.
Be quiet, ma'am. Sit down.
I think this is just a way to pass on responsibility. She knew what she was doing.
Who are you?
I'm the victim, and you have to listen to what I'm saying.
Is that true?
No.
Thanks. So sit down and be quiet, please.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that. This woman is a menace. I want her dealt with seriously.
That means she wants revenge.
Ma'am, you have to sit down and be quiet, or you'll be asked to leave the court.
But I have a right to be heard here.
Okay, escort her out.
What? Are you serious? I'm the victim. I'm the victim. For Christ. Fine.
You come with me, please.
Fine. Excuse me.
Mr. Weeks, are you okay with moving Miss Gleason to 102?
Yes, I am, Your Worship.
Okay. Do you understand what's happening here?
Questions. Is that all you're good for?
I'm going to tell you what's happening, and then you can just nod your head if you understand, okay? We're traversing you to mental health court so you can be assessed by a doctor.
Oh, and I suppose he'll be doing that by...
Asking you questions.
Good luck to him, eh?
We're all mentally ill. I've been in therapy since I was 16. Do I walk around looking for reasons to excuse my behavior?
I don't know, but that's an interesting point.
We all have basic rights, and one of them is to have the government protect us by not sending dangerous people back onto the streets.
That's another interesting point. I'd be interested to know what the Crown Attorney thinks about that.
You are the Crown Attorney.
Yeah, I meant the one in mental health court. It's up to her now.
Oh, you're passing the buck.
No, the buck was passed for me, though I can't say I'm not grateful.
Was that remark directed at me?
Yes. Excuse me.
Hey!
I went in with a few friends. Our buddy was getting married, so we thought we'd buy him a couple of dances.
And did you buy him a dance with Miss Peters?
No, we had other dancers around our group. Miss Peters was on stage, and when she finished her act, she came over to the bar where I was standing and bought herself a drink.
Did you say anything to her?
I smiled.
Well, I guess that was all she needed, wasn't it?
Objection. That's completely pejorative. That's uncalled for. She's trying to paint a picture of my client.
Okay, Mr. Sachs, I've got it. Is it all right if Constable Danby continues now?
Why are you asking me?
Well, I just really wanted to make sure you were finished.
Yeah, the implication being what, that I tend to go on? Is that it? You know what, sometimes I take a little bit longer to get to my point. You know, we all can't come up with these pithy little...
Mr.
ideas.
Sachs, don't get yourself all riled up, all right? We've just started. Go ahead, Constable.
Yeah, anyway, I smiled, and she asked me if I wanted a lap dance. $20, so I said yes.
And did she, in fact, perform this dance?
It is a dance.
Yes, and that is why I just said dance.
No, you said pause, dance, you know? I mean, you see what I mean? You see what I'm getting at?
No, but it doesn't really matter. Go on, Constable.
And when the song was over, she asked me if I wanted a special deal. 3 dances for $50. And for an extra 50, she'd make it really special. I said okay, and she told me to follow her.
Follow her where?
They have private rooms upstairs. So I followed her up, and once we're in the room, she offered to perform fellatio, or if I wanted, for $100, we could have intercourse.
What did you do then?
I arrested her for communicating for the purpose of prostitution.
Now, Constable Danby, you realize some people might not understand why off-duty officers are buying lap dances from strippers, right?
To be honest, I didn't think about it at the time. I mean, it's not illegal, and I was at a stag, but I wouldn't do it again.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, Constable. So, fellatio, intercourse, these were her exact words? She was a little more graphic. Oh, so these are your words? Right. Because in your statement, the phrase, all the way down to the balls, comes up. These are your words also? No, hers. Describing what? The nature of the fellatio. Fellatio being her word? It's mine. Oh, I see, okay. So, fellatio, all the way down to the balls? Well, all right. And the intercourse, did she specify, by the way, how that was going to happen? She said she'd sit on my lap. On your lap, and those were her words, not riding your love pole.
Mr. Sachs.
Your Honor, I'm just suggesting that that's more in keeping with the way that she supposedly talks. Okay, never mind. Constable, don't you think that accepting a lap dance from a stripper qualifies as behavior conduct unbecoming a police officer?
He already answered that question.
He did?
Yes, he said he didn't think about it at the time because it wasn't illegal.
No, that was his response to a question about how it might be perceived. You see, what I was really going for is why you did it. Just thought it'd be fun. Was it?
Your Honor.
No, please, just a little bit of leeway here, please.
If only it could be so, Mr. Sachs. Go ahead.
So, Constable? Well, was it fun? That's okay. You don't have to answer that. I mean, clearly it was fun, or you wouldn't have wanted to, go upstairs, right? I didn't ask her. She asked me. Oh, so you didn't want to go then? Yeah, I did, but just to see what she was going to do. Just to see as a police officer? Yes. And when did that kick in, exactly? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, were you acting as a police officer when you accepted the lap dance and you paid her $20? No, because it's not illegal. And it's fun. But not as much fun as you knew you'd have if you went upstairs, though, right? I wasn't going upstairs to have fun. Oh, had you had enough fun already? Or was it that you were more interested in a different kind of fun?
Your Honor.
The kind of fun that only a young cop like yourself can have, right? When he flashes his badge, you demand the original $20 back, and then you instruct a beautiful young girl to perform oral sex on you. I didn't do that. Yes, you did do that. And then she said no, and you arrested her. Relax,
What was all that stuff about the love pole? God, are you nuts?
Oh, come on, I had to do something. That cop was pretty convincing. In fact, I'm a little worried. I think we should plead.
I think you're an idiot.
I also think that maybe the Crown, I can get them to agree to an intermittent sentence.
I have an excellent witness.
Yeah, who's not here? She's not here. She's not going to show up.
I bet she is.
I bet she's not. Okay, hang on.
Who's this?
That's no one.
No one.
She means, are we like, she's a client. What do they want?
They're very worried. They want to know what's going on with their husbands, how they're going to live, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, well, listen. Okay, don't go. Anyway,
Hey!
okay? I know. Obviously, it was a crime of desperation, right? I mean, 34 people on the same bus. What are they, fools? No, they're just hungry immigrants, struggling to survive in a world of... she's gone. Okay, we have to go into the court and we just have to tell the judge about the dire and the horrible circumstances that they were exposed to and they were trying to escape from, and then we ask for mercy. For example, what did your esposo do in Colombia? Was he like a farmer, peasant, or what was he?
No, mi esposo era un piloto.
What is that?
An airline pilot.
Oh.
Piloto también. Ellos trabajaron juntos.
Both of them airline pilots?
together.
Okay.
Pero la compañía se fue en
Plane crash.
bancarrota.
Oh, but the airline went bankrupt.
Oh, bankrupt.
That's
okay.
good. That could help.
No, that is good. That will help. That's
no,
great. Good
plan,
job.
yeah.
I'm right on it. Okay? You're in good hands. Here we go.
Remember, we're going out tonight, huh? Somewhere nice. I'm very hungry.
Well, if you're very hungry, then we should go somewhere where they serve big portions. Mexican, Chinese.
No, somewhere very nice.
Yeah, and expensive. Very nice and expensive. Somewhere very nice. I'm very hungry. Bring lots of money. I'm going to eat two of everything on the menu. Nice. Hey. Oh. Whoa. Who's this? Is this
My witness. Yeah, I told you she'd show up.
Wow, that's good. I mean, good for the case. Yeah. I'll see you at dinner.
I told Mr. Chan I had to make more money. So he told me I could work in one of his massage parlor, or I could deliver drugs.
You know what? I don't care. I quit. No, you don't. That would be immature.
But she likes me. I had to. I can't talk to anyone about Mr. Chan.
You're worried about our job.
I'm worried about my life and the lives of my family. Many people in China.
Okay, would you talk to the police about it? I mean, confidentially?
I don't know. Would it be safe?
Yeah, they'd have to offer her guarantees. This Crown is very uncooperative and stubborn. You know the type. Yeah, you could take it to Portela. Go over her head.
Good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be risky. You might just piss her off.
Nothing will make me happier.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, but Nancy, you
Don't
can't...
worry, I've got it under control. Thanks.
Wait, but Nancy, listen.
The police bungled the investigation.
That's not true.
My client has no criminal record, and your colleague here doesn't have enough for conviction.
I had good information she was at the top of the operation.
She's a 20-year-old waitress without a criminal record.
So now she's a complete innocent?
Yeah, come on. At the very least, she did make the delivery.
Or maybe she was just going for a walk. Do you want to look at the drawing again?
No, that's fine. Look, what do you want?
Wait a second. What are you doing?
Excuse us. Come in here.
You can't make a deal with her.
What's your problem? Her client is willing to cooperate.
I'm not convinced. They don't trust their mules with that much money. At the very least, she's...
Look, if this goes to trial, she doesn't have to prove that her client wasn't there. She doesn't have to prove what the police saw. She doesn't have to prove that her client gave the target the drugs. All she needs is reasonable doubt, which she has in spades. So make the deal. What's your problem? Excuse me.
She pleads on possession of proceeds and will agree to 6 months.
She needs to work. She supports her family. Conditional discharge.
Are you kidding?
I don't want her to go to jail.
Tough.
Okay, 1 year house arrest. If she gets a new job, she can go to work, but she can't be around any drug offenders, everything dependent on her information panning out. Agreed?
Yes.
Thank you.
He's good.
Mr. Naughty, you look lovely. How do you know, Miss Peters?
I don't really. Belinda told some of the girls she works with what Luke did to her. Word gets around, so I called her to tell her about my experience with him.
And what was that?
He used to be regular at a club I used to dance in Oshawa. He used to try to have sex with us all the time. But, you know, we just laughed him off because he was just a kid, and eventually he stopped coming around. But then a couple of years later, he showed back up again.
And still on the prowl, right? Still looking for sex?
Except this time flashing a badge. Jerk had gone off and become a cop. He'd get us in the room and take his badge out and, you know, demand sexual things.
Yeah, and this happened to you personally?
3 different times. He even threatened to arrest us if we didn't give him what he wanted.
You realize that as a Toronto police officer, he's got no jurisdiction in the city of Oshawa.
I knew that. That's the first thing I pointed out to him. But he said he'd just get one of his pals from the OPP to do it for him.
And why didn't you lodge a complaint?
With the cops? Please.
And what does that mean?
It means I'm not an idiot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Naughty.
So you heard one of the girls was in trouble and you decided you better get in here and support her.
I'm here because she had the guts to stand up to him. That guy is on a nasty power trip. You can't go around telling people you're gonna arrest them just because they don't do what you told them to. I mean, some girls want to do that stuff and that's fine, that's one thing. But she said no, and that's something else.
But you don't have a lot of experience saying no yourself, do you? Let's see here. Communicating, possession, communicating. Ooh, quite a lot of communicating entries here. 17 to be exact.
Why be exact? Why even mention it? Yes, she's a sex worker. That's what she does. That can't be used to impugn her character.
It's against the law?
So what?
I'm not ashamed of anything I've ever done.
Good for you. Why don't you share with the court a couple of the things you're not ashamed of?
Why don't we save that till after she's finished answering my questions?
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm real good at it.
And you enjoy doing it?
I enjoy seeing how much I can make them pay for it.
So when Constable Danby wouldn't pay anything for it, you felt cheated. Maybe he didn't think you were worth it. Maybe he told you that. And that's why you're here.
No one's ever told me I wasn't worth it. When I'm on that stage dancing, with all those guys looking at me, wanting me, thinking about my body, I love it. It makes me really hot. Sometimes I even have
We don't need to hear any of this.
Oh, no, let her finish.
No.
That's just polite.
No.
So where are you going to get the $1,000?
I don't know.
I guess you want me to lend it to you?
I don't want anything from you, Bernice,
You know what?
okay?
I can buy you extra time to pay. I'll just tell the judge that you haven't had a job.
In over a year, unless you can count your adventures as a pizza delivery man. That worked out, eh?
Bernice?
No. This is what she does. Every day, all day, it doesn't end.
I suppose I'm supposed to forget about everything that happened.
You know what, Bernice? I know I f***ed up, okay? But I don't need you reminding me every time you see my face.
Well, maybe if you were reminded when you were younger, you'd be a different sort of man.
Yeah, and you know what? You really need to let it...
This isn't going to work out if you guys can't get along.
Why don't you tell her that?
He lacks gratitude. He wasn't taught that either. I bail him out of jail. I open my home to him. I look after his kid every frickin' day.
Yeah, well, his life isn't working out exactly as he planned. Maybe you should just back off a little.
I am not backing off of this guy, ever. I have a little girl to think of, and I'm not going to let him hurt her the way he hurt my daughter.
He loved her.
So why was she working 2 jobs to support him? Why'd she have to get up at 5 a.m. every morning to get to a warehouse out in the middle of nowhere to have the shelving collapse on her? You know what Russell was doing while my daughter was being crushed to death?
That's not the point
He
right
was on
now.
his ass in front of a TV. He quit his job. Wasn't his thing.
Look, Russell is going to pull his life together at some point, and if you keep pushing him away, he's going to take your granddaughter with him.
He's not going to get his life back together. Because when the going gets tough, he takes the easy way out. He quits or he sells drugs. That's who he is. That's who I'm dealing with. And that is not good enough for my granddaughter. So either he straightens up or he leaves.
My brother Eric came back to us from his years of addiction and told us he wanted to help people who were suffering like he had. That's why he went to that bar. To help a friend in trouble. A friend who was too far gone to take any help. A friend who turned on him and murdered him. I know. So soon after he came back to us, he's gone. Forever. He was my brother, my friend. I'm sorry.
This is all my fault. I have to get out of here.
No. Listen to me. You had nothing to do with this, okay?
He stayed because of me. He stayed to make sure I was okay. He should have moved away.
No. Look, he had a life before he met you. He had his own friends.
No.
Okay?
I can't do
No,
this.
Terry Louise, please.
I can't.
Please, Terry Louise. Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry. She just, sorry.
If anyone else would like to say something about Eric.
I do.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd just like to say that he was a really good cook. He used to make us things. Chicken and beans and shit like that. Man, was he cheap. He never bought his own cigarettes. He just mooched them off everybody. I'm gonna miss him anyway. I just want to give him a hug, okay?
Okay.
Why'd you let that bastard do that to you? Why didn't you fight back? You dumb bastard. You stupid bastard.
As long as you follow the conditions the court sets up for you, you won't get into any more trouble. You're very lucky. I know. And so is your family, because how can you help them if you're in jail? 如果你坐監，你成世都冇前途，你個屋企會好唔掂㗎。乜你咁傻女㗎？傻女！I know.
Hey, what did you tell her?
Just something encouraging.
Yeah, I bet. Listen, Nancy, justice is more complicated than just guilt and innocence.
I know that. I just think there should be consequences.
Yeah, well, I'm sure whatever you told her was punishment enough.
I hope so.
Well, there are a lot of clubs that I won't dance at because of what they expect you to do. And there are a lot of women, especially from Eastern Europe, who'll do just about anything. They don't care. They just want the money.
Right, but you have done it before, though, Miss Peters, correct? You have two entries here on your record for communicating, both taking place at the Pussy Galore Strip Club.
Well, yeah, I was young, and they told me that I had to do it, and I needed the money. And after I was busted the second time, I quit that club.
Right, and you haven't been in any trouble since then?
No. And I've been dancing for over 10 years.
10 years, is that right? And you've only been arrested twice?
Yeah.
And on those other occasions, did you go to trial?
I did it, so I pled guilty, and I took the punishment.
Thank you.
And what a horrible punishment it was, too. Probation, right? Please, hardly a deterrent.
The point is, I had no problem admitting to it.
Oh, but not this time, because this time you're innocent. You didn't initiate anything, did you?
I asked him if he wanted the first lap dance.
Oh, so you did initiate. And then you danced naked in his lap or over his lap or whatever. And then you asked him if he wanted to go upstairs?
No, he asked me.
Right, so you say. Either way, you went upstairs.
Either way, no. If he asked her, it's entrapment.
No, if he offered her money for sex, then it's entrapment. So why did you go upstairs with him if you weren't planning to perform sexual acts with him?
Because I make more money when I get someone into a private room. They're not distracted by the girls on stage. They forget how many songs they're paying for. They don't have their friends looking over their shoulder, so they're more relaxed. And when the client is more relaxed, I earn more money.
So it's all about the money?
Yeah.
So what do you think it's all about for a prostitute? The glamour? No further questions.
And then she wouldn't answer any of my questions, but she did make a few comments that suggest a personality disorder of some kind. At one point, she asked me if I was a terrorist or if I was sympathetic to terrorist causes.
Guess what he said?
I said no, but she wouldn't believe me.
Someone's helping them. Weapons are being smuggled in. Attacks are being planned. He has an intellectual aura. They're the ones who sympathize.
Yeah, that's basically what she said to me. She said I look too smart for my own good. A terrorist lover, and okay, before you try to throw me out, I'm the...
Your Honor, she's the complainant.
Sounds like I'm whining or something. I'm not the complainant, I'm the victim. And I asked my lawyer, and he says I have standing in this court.
Well, assuming he's right for the moment, what do you intend to do with it, Ms.
Landau, I want to say in what happens to her.
Why?
Suppose she succeeded in pushing me onto the track. She would have had a hell of a say about what happened to me.
So this is an eye for an eye?
No, well, she already made the revenge crack. No, I want justice. And I want protection.
And you don't trust the people in this court to give that to you?
Well, I know how lenient you are with people like her.
Okay. First things first. You blew it with that people like her comment. And as to whatever standing you have in this court, it goes to your right to be heard. It does not extend to influencing or instructing anyone here on how to proceed. So, you've been heard. Now sit down and let us do our job. Is there a record alleged?
She moved here from Vancouver last year. 3 pages, mostly mischief from out there. 2 minor incidents since she's been in Toronto. Ms. Kim has a report.
Ms. Gleason was apparently deeply affected by the events of 9/11, Your Honor. This is a woman who, having been diagnosed as schizophrenic in her early 20s, had her condition basically under control up to that day. Since then, however, she's spiraled downwards and has been involved in a number of incidents, all stemming from her fear of terrorist attacks. She's a former professor of English, an extremely intelligent woman, but she's unwavering in her belief that terrorists and their sympathizers are everywhere. She's estranged from her family and currently lives in a shelter in the downtown area. Any questions?
Hey, wait a minute.
Ah, give me a break. Look, she's going to the hospital for an assessment, okay? They'll medicate her, and when she's ready, maybe there'll be a trial. Then you can give your victim impact statement. Tell everybody about
I'm
her.
interested in her story.
I'm sorry?
I'm a freelance writer. I'd like to interview her. I want to do a magazine article about her life. I mean, I heard all that stuff about her, and I was moved.
What?
I mean, come on, she could have killed me. I was angry.
But now you're moved?
Well, that's some journey. Successful academic is overcome by a tragedy that took place 4,000 miles from where she was living, descends into madness, loses everything, family, friends, winds up in a shelter. I mean, come on. It's great. And, of course, it speaks volumes about the power of that event. But I need details, so after they get her on the drugs, will you tell her I want to talk to her?
No.
Hey, come on. It's the least she could do. She could have killed me. Huh. Okay, well, I'm not going to let this go, all right? I got a stake in this. You're going to have to deal with me one way or another.
I can hardly wait.
Hey, you did good.
I just told the truth.
So, what happens to the cop?
Well, just because the judge found Belinda not guilty, that doesn't mean that they have enough to take any action against the cop. But, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. Are you guys planning a night out on the town, or,
Yeah, why not? Let's celebrate.
Okay, yeah, you want to come?
I would love to come, yeah. We could all go.
You ready?
Hey, yeah. This is Jen and Belinda, and this is Claudia.
Hi. Ready for what?
What? We were,
He's taking me out for a big, beautiful meal.
That's right.
Unless you've made other plans.
No. We were just, no.
Oh, I think he should take us all out for a beautiful meal. Yeah, he's got $750 of my money in his pocket.
Not for long.
Well, hey, well, hey, the more the merrier, I guess. Hey, you know what? You know, Belinda there offers exotic dance classes. Teaches women how to, take off their clothes and,
You don't like the way I take off my clothes?
No. Oh, no, I do.
Because I can keep them on if you like. I can keep them on for good as far as you're concerned.
Hey, come on.
Hey, yourself, what's your problem? You always want something more.
Oh, you're the one to talk, miss. Take me somewhere nice. I want to eat all night.
You're probably wondering how you can get the three of us into bed.
No. Well, now you put that in my head now, yeah.
A tip was received from a parent of one of the many high school kids who were using the service, and an undercover officer was placed in an apartment. He ordered a pizza using the code words extra green peppers, and when the accused showed up, the officer opened the box and found a quantity of marijuana sitting on top of the pizza. Money was exchanged, and Mr. Crawley was charged and arrested.
We admit those facts to be substantially correct, Your Honor.
All right, there'll be a finding of guilt. Do we have a joint submission here?
No, I said no.
Your Honor.
Russell, be quiet.
I can't live with that woman.
Well, do you have anywhere else to stay?
Who's going to look after Jesse? You going to pay for daycare?
Please, could you have a seat, ma'am?
He doesn't have a clue about how the world works. How is he going to look after my granddaughter?
Well, that would be an issue for family court, ma'am. I thought this had all been worked out.
But the conditional sentence is dependent upon him living with his mother-in-law. Otherwise, the Crown is seeking something custodial.
Doesn't sound like it's exactly a comfortable situation in that house, ma'am.
I don't care if it is comfortable. If he's with me, there's a chance that he will become a man. My granddaughter will be fed, bathed, and in bed at 7:30. He will get up every morning, rain or shine, and go to work. Then he will come straight home and get ready for the next day. And if he's as much as 5 minutes late, so help me God, I'm on the phone to the police.
You gotta love her.
Mr. Portella.
I wouldn't have even considered the conditional sentence if it wasn't for Mrs. Volkler. I've got a whole list of people I'd like to send live with her.
Yeah, most of them would get along with her better than my client does.
She doesn't like me.
Your mother-in-law must care about you in some way, Mr. Crawley. I mean, why else would she be here?
She wants me to suffer. I think she thinks everything's going to be better as long as I suffer.
I want you to grow up. I want you to be a father to your daughter.
I am her father.
Like you were a husband, a man who lets his wife take 2 jobs?
Look, I was looking for a job, okay? I was.
Do you know how tired she was every morning, every night when she came home?
She took that other job so you wouldn't think that I was a loser. She was just giving me time to get myself together.
How much time do you need, Russell? Have you got it together now?
Yes, I do.
Too late. She's dead.
Are you okay?
I should have just kept my mouth shut.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, is this gonna work out, or are we just all gonna be back here in a month?
That's up to him.
Look, I'm going to obey the rules, all right? I'm going to go to work, and I'll stay away from my friends.
Good.
Bernice, that's all I can do. I can't bring Lisa back.
You ready or not?
Good luck.
Hey, where'd everybody go?
Well, they, home, I guess.
Home, eh? Yeah. Where they go when they want to be safe and warm. Not us. We hang in. We hang in. You don't look too good, bud.
Thanks. That smells like some quality stuff, mister.
Hey? Where's the coffin?
They took it.
Really? But I didn't get to say goodbye. God. I'm really gonna miss that bastard.
I'm sure he's okay. He gets too involved. The last time he had anything to do with that woman, he fell apart for a month. You're worried. I'm not worried. I just don't want him falling apart anymore. He's supposed to be our leader. Our leader? The person we look up to, the person we go to for support and advice. I'm sure he's okay.
This is what he does. He gets involved. Don't worry. I'm not worried.
Next week on This is Wonderland, something's bugging the Crown.
Your Honor, they're talking about insects, and we still have many people back in the cells yet to see.
When the frogs start dying, it's a really bad sign. Cockroaches, on the other hand, can live a week without their heads.
Oh my God, is that true?
You think I'd make something like that up?
I'm Allison Smith. I'll see you tomorrow on CBC News Morning. The National is next.